Hi, this is Sarah, and this is your yoga class today. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you decided to move your body today and work on your fitness. So this is a Hatha yoga inspired flow, and our intention today is peace. So I'm excited to bring this to you. We're going to go ahead and start on a mat, and you're going to have your legs out in front. I've got a helper today. So you're going to bring your knees up. We're going to go ahead and just circle. And if you want to bring your hands up like this, you can also be more dynamic, bringing that into more of a core workout. Or you can stay easy just like this. Starting on our knees, toes right here, fingertips laced. We're going to tuck our toes under, lifting our hips up and back. We go up and back. Your head is going to be between your biceps. And then we're going to bring some movement to this pose. So this is dolphin. And so we're going to go forward, almost to a plank pose here, and then we're going to push it back. We're going to go forward and push it back. And however you need to adjust to make this work is great. Two more. Pressing up to cobra and then back to our down dog. So from here, you want to make sure your toes are tucked under, shoulders and knees are stacked, nice and grippy in your fingers. And we're going to lift, engage the core, lifting up on our knees, hips, pressing back to our down dog. Now from here, we're going to shift our weight forward, and we're going to get into our hover, pressing up to cobra, and then tucking toes under, pressing back to down dog. Ready? You're going to get squished, cat. To our cobra, toes under, pressing back to our hover, tucking toes under, tucking under and back, and pressing back. Swooping down and child's pose and go into resting. Just a second. On this one, we're going to do a little more of a dynamic pose. We're going to start with our arms up in the air, and then we're going to sweep them back into and behind us. Put our head on the floor for child's pose. We're going to sweep up and sweep our hands behind us. And depending on how you're comfy, you can sit more down when you've got your hands, or you can have your hips a little bit higher too. We're going to inhale and exhale, syncing our breath with this move. Nice and dynamic, and get your blood going, get your breath going, and that's a great way to start our practice today. Okay, so we're going to go wide, so knees as wide as the mat, as long as that's comfy for you. And we're going to go out into our frog pose. So we're going to try and keep our toes close together, leaning forward in the hips. That way we're going to press back to child's pose. So wherever you're comfy, being here, pressing back. And I don't have a ton of hip flexibility right now, so this is a good one for me to work on as well. Now we're going to bring our knees together. We're going to get on tabletop position, neutral spine, shoulders stacked over hands, hips stacked over knees. Make sure you're nice and square. Toes are relaxed here, and we're going to inhale, dropping our belly, lifting our chest. And then when we exhale, we're going to rounding those shoulders, bringing your belly button to your spine, engaging that core, and then we're going to relax it, drop your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now stay here, widen your knees just a little bit and press back as you're rounding. Press back to your child's pose. Stay here for a couple breaths. Nice, slow breathing here. pose. Now, this pose, if you happen to have a blanket and yoga blocks, that will be pretty helpful for you. So this one is going to be a resting pose. This is kind of like child's pose. We're going to go ahead and get into our seated splits. And bring your yoga blocks. But being on a pillow or a blanket is going to let you get your hips to roll forward just a hair. You want to still be in connection with the ground with our sitting bones, but it'll help you kind of get some more mobility. But we want you to press forward, pressing forward here. Nice stretch in our hamstrings, in the backs of our legs. Your feet active. Press a little bit further. See, I'm getting a little bit extra stretch right here. Getting close to my block. Should feel good. This should not hurt. So if you're in pain, I want you to ease off a little bit. We're going to do everything gently to our bodies. So go ahead and roll back up. Get a little more movement into this pose. If you can lower, stretch, get the lower back pulled in. Just kind of move around, see what feels good to you. Do like a little side stretch, and go to the other side. And one more time, we're going to inhale up, and we're going to stretch forward. Remember to keep breathing here. We're going to go back to our intention of peace. Where could you use some peace in your life right now? Very good. Okay. So now we're going to get into some Hatha holding poses. And so we're going to be in these for a little bit longer than we would in a normal flow. So we're actually going to start in a kneeling position for this one. And if you have any kind of neck injury, shoulder injuries, this may be a pose that you want to go ahead and skip. But this is our easy headstand, and we're just going to play with the balance of the headstand in this position. So we're not actually going to go into one, but we're going to go ahead and lace our fingers, and we're going to place the crown of our head onto the mat. And you remember when you do a headstand, you're using your shoulders, and you want to be pressing away from your head. You don't want to put all the pressure on your head. So we're going to place our head down, tuck our toes under, lifting our hips up to the sky. Just going to see how you're feeling in this. So you can walk your feet forward. And again, we're going to be pressing away with our shoulders. Keep breathing in this pose. in child's pose. Melting your heart forward. Nice deep breaths here. Tops of your shoulders at the edge of the mat, hands under. We're going to lift our legs up to 90 degrees and then slowly shifting your weight, getting up where you're supporting your back. Right, so you want to make sure you're balanced. Your legs don't have to be exactly straight as long as you're balanced on your shoulders. Keep breathing in this pose. And your weight should be on your shoulders. Whole body engaged. Okay, so you want to be grounded on your hands. You want to make sure your knees are stacked. And again, we're going to balance our weight between our hands and our knee. Bring this knee up, arching your back. Inhale. And then we're going to exhale, bring it to our knee. Inhale. And exhale. Exhale. And we're going to rock just a little bit. And one more time. Very nice. Good job. Now we're going to go ahead and sit, bringing our legs forward. Together. Make sure you're nice and grounded on your sitting bones here. We're going to inhale up and slowly roll forward. Wherever you're comfortable here. So if you're at your knees, at your shins, you want to just gently push and pull and stretch. One more inhale. you're comfy, we're going to just stay here for a second. Breathing into those hamstrings, breathing into your low back. So we're going to go ahead and go into our side plank. And this is a little more of a strength. This is more of a strength flow that we're going through because we're doing a lot of holding. And so if you need some stability, you're in your side plank and you're feeling a little shaky, go ahead and put your knee down, your inside knee down. And that way you can feel a little more stable and not as shaky. So we're going to start hands and knees. We're going to go into our plank pose. So right here, so regular plank, shoulders are nice and strong, our arms are stacked. We're going to step our right hand and we're going to extend our left hand up. And we're going to keep our core nice and tight and keep that balance right there. Two breaths. Back up. Go back into our plank pose and we're going to go the other side. So plank, step, extend, keep that core nice and tight. Child's pose. All right. We're going to go ahead and stand up. We're going to start. We're going to start in a straddle position. And we're going to bring our arms up and out. And then we're going to turn our front foot 90 degrees to the front, making sure that your knee turns with it. And then we're going to slowly bend down to our ankle. And if you need a block to put your hand on, that's completely fine. We're going to have this knee straight. Straight line between your lower hand and your upper hand. Make sure you're breathing here because we're going to hold this for a couple minutes. Job. All right, we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. Inhale up, arms out, turning our right foot to the front, just like that. And if you find that the stretch is too much right here, you can just slightly bend your knee on this one, but the ultimate goal is to keep it straight. holding straight as you bend. You don't want to be hunching as you're bending over. Holding here, take some nice breaths. Extending that lower arm down. Great job. Our last pose is going to be our tree pose. So we're going to go ahead and stay in mountain pose. You can have your feet just slightly apart, nice and engaged, neutral spine. You want to have a nice line going from your ear, through your shoulders, through your hips, and down to your feet. Engage with your hands and shift your weight to your right foot. Make sure those toes are nice and wide, gripping with your foot. You want to be soft in this knee. You shift your weight, and then you're going to pick up that leg, and starting here at the calf, you can bring it to the thigh if you want to. You want it to not be directly on your knee. So either go upper, below, or above your knee. Inhale up. Stay here. So whichever one you choose, I'm actually going to go to the half lotus tree, which is here. And we're just going to stay here and breathe for a moment, keeping yourself nice and centered. Out a little bit, and we're going to do the same thing opposite side. So we're going to shift our weight, soft in the knee, nice and engaged your whole leg. We're going to bring it up to your calf, to your thigh, and then you're going to inhale up, lacing the fingers, pointing the pointer fingers. You can also go into your Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes.